you can hear me. Let me do this. Let's take them out. It's taking well today. So I'll try to do this morning. Let me know if you can see me, if you can be on here. What are we today? We are, can't even see. Yeah. So where are we today? So the Baleba today. Well, hopefully this is going to work. The Wi-Fi is terrible, absolutely awful. I'll try and get off the Wi-Fi actually. See if this works. Let me see if this works. Hopefully this is going to work today after this morning. Hope we're all doing really, really well today. Let me know. Signal's terrible in here. Let me see if I can take you live on a little tour with me. Let's see if I can get this up and going because yeah, this place has no signal whatsoever. Awful. So where are we? Right, let's try and get this. Open the door. We're on there. Here we go. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. We're in Spain. Well, I'm in Spain anyway. Let me know in the chat if you can see me. If you can, yeah, it'd be really cool if you could let me know if this is coming across because I have no idea. So where are we with Baleba? Believe it or not, is there's a couple of things that's going to happen here. We're going to need to put in a record bid, basically. So if you know anything today, I want to be sure about Sancho. It does sound like he's keen on sitting home. Joel, I think you're right, my friend. So I think where we are with him is there are obviously deals on the table, right? So basically, yeah, we can give it to the people that are leaving. Sancho for me, Roma is there, 20 million offer on the table for niche fan paid in today. Hopefully this is going to work. You can see I'm out in the sunshine today with the sunshine behind me. There's the sea over there somewhere. So hopefully this stream goes okay because the Wi-Fi here is terrible. Anyway, so where were we? Let's go Sancho then. So Sancho, Danny B, legend of the chat, my friend. When does the season start? Oh, well, the season starts today, I believe. It's Friday today, I think. Yeah, the season starts today. Baleba, okay, Baleba. So let's go to Baleba first. So this is coming from Fabrizio. This dropped last night. Again, this was really late last night. I should have come on, but it would have been too late in the morning. So basically, what's going on now is you're getting all the negative reports. So Brighton are putting it out there that they basically don't want to sell this player, and they are holding out for next season. So what they want to happen is they want to bid him more next season. Okay, so we've put in a bid already. This is what we do. We've put a bid in already because what we do is we talk to Brighton. We'll get an indication as to sort of what the bid is going to be around. And then what we then do is that we then basically put in a bid, right? So what they want and what's going on now is that Brighton themselves are putting out there that basically they're sell. And this is coming from Fabrizio Romano. It's coming from Ornstein. This is coming from Ross Harwood. And one of my favourites, if you don't know who Ross Harwood is, he's been fantastic and spot on. And then I'll tell you where I'm at on all this stuff, right? So Brighton are basically now putting it out there. They don't really want to sell. They don't need to sell, which is true. They ultimately don't need to sell. So what it's going to take is going to take pretty much like a Pogba bid. Okay, so when we bought Pogba Pogba was about 89 to 90 million pounds. So it's basically when you I'm back. So it's going to take. I think it's going to take about 120 million, at least 120 million to probably about 100. That is basically where we are out there, and I'll tell you where I am at on it as well, and what I think is happening. So the manager for Brighton's basically just, we don't want to sell, but what one is they want a bidding war effectively for next season, and if we go in, they're going to want next season's money this season. That's effectively what they want. So they want next season's money this season, and that is basically what's going to happen here. Is that they know next season is going to be like a bidding war, and that is what they want. They want a bidding war this season. So that's what they want. So there are contrary reports out there now. So Ross Harwood, if you check him out on X, basically what's happening is all the negative stories are being put out there because Brighton won a bigger bid. We've already put in a bid. We've probably put in about 85 plus 10, and Brighton won about 120. So you're going to see lots and lots of different reports out there saying how basically Brighton are not going to sell till next season. That's not the case. It really isn't the case. Brighton want massive money. That is exactly what they want. They want massive money, and are we prepared to do that? And I think we are. I think we're absolutely prepared to make a record bid. It's going to be a record bid from us. Probably, I reckon it's going to end up being probably more than the Vert still. I think we're talking 120 here, like 130. I think we're talking massive money. Yeah, you know, I think he's coming. I think that this is rhetoric. I think this is Brighton basically saying to us, look, we want a bidding war next season. We're going to bring it forward. You basically need to bid war with yourself. So that is what we're doing now. We are talking to Brighton as a sort of bid, which we think, and we're going to have to do it. We're going to pull the trigger, and we're soon going to see what the bid is. So whether it comes out today, whether we see the bid tomorrow, there's going to be a bid made, and then we're going to see Brighton's hand. We're going to see our hand. Whether or not we go in straight and just go, look, we want 130 million. We'll give them that. Yeah. Let me know. There is not a lot that I can do. This Wi-Fi is terrible, absolutely awful. There's not really a lot I can do in this one. Let me know if I've unfrozen. Let me know in the chat if I've unfrozen, because this Wi-Fi and this signal here is absolutely awful. Hey John Baleba, yeah, just let me know in the chat, because this Wi-Fi here is absolutely awful. So that's where we are. I remain calm on it. I remain frank on it, that basically we are going to get this player. We want this player. We believe in this player, and I think that's where we are in it. So let me know what you think. Do you think we're going to get him? Do you think now it's getting to a point whereby Brighton, or what do you think Brighton's end game is? Like how much money do they pay? It's going to be 104. I truly believe it's going to be around 120, 125, because Brighton won a bidding war next year. That is what they want. This is a one-shot deal. We need to make this happen. I think it's going to be around 120, 125 million. I think this is where we're at on that one. So stay tuned. I think a bid will go in imminently. Don't be confused on this one. We've already put in a bid. There is no question. You have to read between the lines. Brighton have now come out. So what we're now doing, and what Brighton are doing now, is they are basically negotiating with us as well, but negotiating within the media as well, because that is what we do. You put it out there, and if you look at, I think Sandstone, there's a load of others out there now saying this deal's not going to happen. You know, they're Brighton have been, you know, staunch in their views, saying that, you know, we don't need to sell, and they're confident he's going to be in the Brighton squad. We're going to get this deal done, and I think we need to get it done ASAP in terms of a bid, and then we'll soon see if Baleba's left out of the Brighton game. It's going to drop. It really is, and then that's where I am on it. I'm still confident on the deal's going to be really, really big money. I also think we're going to get a keeper as well. I think Lemens, I think is the one, and Nana will start a couple of games. I can't wait to see Baleba in a United jersey. And here we go soon. Exactly, Costa. I'm with you, my friend, on that one. I really am with you on that one. I do believe we are going to see him. It's going to be a very, very expensive journey, a very, very expensive deal. And then what's going to happen is we're going to get criticised. Never mind, Liverpool are going to drop 100 plus for Wirtz. Wirtz is improving. Don't get me wrong, he's a good player in the Bundesliga. Sabadell, I hope you're doing really well. So yeah, I think I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable with it myself. I think the club are Amarin. This is going to be Amarin's big test. Obviously, don't forget to like, favourite, and subscribe, guys. It really helps us out. I'm in Spain, the family are down. So I should be in a pool right now, relaxing away. But I think this is more important. So to speak to you guys. I love watching your videos and continue. Cheers, Costa. You're an absolute legend, my friend. I appreciate that. You guys make it what it is. JB, can you find a spot with more wind? I can still hear bits. Can you find a spot with more wind? I can still hear bits. It's not much I can do, but I have to be out here. Next time I'll try and use some headphones. Let me try and go in here. There's a unit behind. That's probably what the noise is. I do have some headphones. Let me try some headphones. Let me see if I can get some headphones working. Let me see. Let me see if I can put this in. Let me see if this works. Let me see if this works. Yeah, one. Can you hear me? Does this work? Can you hear me? Talking with such confidence says to me, Baleba staying. Fortunately, Neil. Yeah, I mean, I sort of agree with that. Just let me know in the chat if you can hear me with these in, because this might be slightly better. Perfect, awesome. I'm from Nigeria. Ibrahim, legend, mate. Hope you're doing really, really well. Neil Krog, Hertzler, talking with such confidence says to me, Baleba staying. Neil, do you know what, mate? We could be priced out of the deal. A bid is going to go in. It's an imminent bid, but I think it's negotiation through the media, mate. What they want basically is they want a bidding war. That is what they want. Whether they sell him now for 130, or whether they sell him next season for 130, 135 million. City next year. Even if they bid and there's a battle, they're still not going to. There's a price that they'll go up to. When you got Isak going to go for 120 million, I just don't think that you can pay that for a defensive midfielder. I mean, is he worth the money? Like 120, but Isak, when you're talking about that, I just don't think, even if they get a bidding war, I don't think they're going to get the same money. So I think it's worth us trying to pay him a premium to get him now. But Neil, I don't disagree with you, mate. They're very confident, but I do think it's negotiation through the media. But let's see, my friend. Hello, how's your day? Ibrahim, my day is this. There's a beach behind me. There's a pool there as well. I should be in the pool right now, but this is more important. You're clear, thank you. JB, I truly believe it's coming. Yeah, mate, I don't disagree at all. I think we're going to go big on this one. This is going to be. I almost don't mind making a big deal either, to be honest with you, because it just it also shows that we are serious. Now, whether or not we can get it done, let's hope we can. Man United need Bieber. I agree with you. And yeah, we don't need Baleba. Too expensive. He's going to spoil our future football structure and pattern. No doubt I like him. Good baller, but not what United need now. Oyana, I think that's a reasonable opinion to have. I think you can go whichever way on this one. Could you spend 140 million better on more players? You could argue that. I would argue that as well. I think there's an argument to be had that you could spend it maybe on 3 or 4 players, but is he that much of a difference that he's going to really impact us to getting us up to 5th or 4th? If we want best players in the world, we've got to be there or thereabouts. But I can't argue with that opinion. Maybe we could spend it on 3 or 4 players, but this is what we're going to try and do. This almost is a typical us deal to do. I believe he's going to be a transformative signing, but I can't disagree with that. Can't disagree that we could do with the goalkeeper. We need a right back. We need another centre midfielder, another striker. So let's see. Guys absolutely minted. The whole skin narrative was a ruse. I think we're skint cash-wise, but as a club, we're not, are we? In terms of PSR, we're fine. We're fine. So yeah, I think we were trying to. What I think happened was we didn't think that Liverpool and City were going to spend as much money, so we had to keep up. Bobby, legend of the chat, Baleba, Abraham. After we play Sunday, United will know if they sign him or not. Yeah, I think if we get spanked on Sunday, then I think we'll go get him even more, mate. Baleba will be a red soon. I believe that I'm from Zambia. Hello from Zambia. Sunset Float. I'm paying for Baleba. I'm waiting for them to reduce to 80 million. I think if you do that, mate, you don't get him. I think Brighton want massive money. Need to look at alternatives like Onana, Anderson, Aguim, Kamara next time. Move on Casemiro and Ugarte and go big for Baleba. Again, Neil, I think it's what in this situation, right? We all identify players, and I can't disagree with those names. There's an argument here that says there's 120 million. I don't mind doing it this summer, Neil, as long as we do the things you say next summer. As long as this doesn't impact us in terms of then we can't do anything next summer, then I think we'd be silly to do this deal. I mean, I want this player, but there does come a point, Neil, where you're right. We look at an Aguim, we look at an Anderson. There is we'll go over someone as well, because from what I'm hearing, there is a slight thing on the deal as well. And I disagree. Going to be on Messi box to box Wharton in January. I hope so, my friend. So what I've heard is as backup, Hojlund being lined up. So as a backup, I mean, there's reports for Hojlund that he's going to cost 50 million. I don't believe that for a second. I think Hojlund's going to cost north of 65 to 70 million. So there is Hojlund. I do think we've got backups because I think we need this position. I think we'd be stupid not to have backup. But then the problem that we're going to have is if we go for these players, clubs are going to know what we were prepared to spend on Baleba. So I think it's Baleba or bust for me, really. But we need a goalkeeper as well. I think you guys make some good points. Niche fan. As we've spoken about, I think Baleba's coming. I think it's going to be massive money. But I think Neil makes a great point. I think Neil makes a cracking point. Do we need 3 or 4 players? How many players could you get for 120 million? So if Baleba comes in and makes a contribution that is ridiculous, we'll all soon forget the money, right? But yeah, so I think we're going to see a bid. We're going to see a bid soon. I just wonder what the deal will be. I think Brighton will not accept it. I think they want like a guaranteed 90 to like 100 million, and then we'll probably lace another 20 to 30 on top. So that's where we are now. So I'll keep you updated on that deal. So other deals, Sancho to Roma. I think Neil, you made that point as well, my friend, that the bit I don't get about Sancho, right, is that he could go next season on a free. Roma have offered £20 million obligation to buy next season. But why would Sancho take a pay cut? Sancho. So there is an offer there. That's fact. That's fact. I think he should go. Do I think he will go? I don't know. There's two factors at play for me on the Sancho deal, right? Is as we've spoken about on here, right? Number one is, why would he accept the deal when he can go for a free agent next year and somebody will give him money? So Roma will just give him that money next season. And why is he going to help? Why is he going to help us out? Why would he go for free? Sorry, get paid to go, and then that's it, right? So the Roma deal's there. They've offered, but I just can't see him wanting to open that one. But we need to move him on. Maybe we just make it so difficult. What there is, though, what people don't realise, I believe there's another year on Sancho's deal, so we can activate that deal. Would you rather paying his wages for another year, pretty much destroy his career? So I think there's a little thing there. There's another year that we can activate on Sancho's contract. So in addition to next summer, so he'd have to stay this summer and next summer, we can activate that deal as well. So I think Sancho will go. I think the Roma deal will make sense, and I think he will go. Maybe we've got to pay him off slightly, but I just want him gone. Wharton will be our CDM. Baleba or box to box. Let's see. Wharton, I agree with that. 80 million, never happening. Jomo says 120 amortised over 6 years. It's only 20. Exactly, Jomo. Financially, it makes sense. It's a business deal. It's a financial deal that makes sense for a young player. When you amortise it, as you say, over 6 years, he's only going to be 27. Let's just say you've paid him off. You get 80 million for him. Let's just say, he's not been amazingly good, so you get 70 for him. 70 million you get back. He's cost you 50 million over 5-6 years. It makes complete sense. And he's found better. He's better than Casido, and Brighton know that. JB's right. A bidding war will happen next summer if we don't. Exactly, my friend. But we'll have to pay. We'll have to pay for it now, and that's the thing. If you don't get Baleba for 80 million, I think we can buy both Wharton and Anana Villa. Amrin agrees. Let's see. If we don't get him, it might not be all bad, but it's Baleba or bust. If we don't get him this season, then I think that's it. Onyana says niche fan Baleba's going to change. Believes Sancho will won't go. He will run his contract down and go free. Niche fan, I don't disagree with you there, mate. But we can activate another year on his contract. So whether we threaten with that, I mean, England are not going to come calling, so he doesn't care about that, does he really? So I think you're right. I think maybe we activate that year. If he doesn't go, then we just say, look, if you're going to stay on the bench and see you later. Another thing is those alternative mentioned, Camera will end up missing a month due to AFCON. Exactly. In Spain, sir, Martin, yes I am. I'm in Menorca. You can see the stuff behind me. I do worry about the lack of coverage in the period of the season. Neil, I agree with you, mate. Collier is going. Yeah, true. Hesty, Collier is going to go. I think that's good for him. Shows ambition. Good for him. Mark Stewart, if we don't get Donnarumma, Onana will get him sacked. Donnarumma's not coming, buddy. He's not coming. We've never offered. We spoke to him quickly, but we never really got in for that deal at all. So I think he might go to City. I think that he's off the table. I think we will get a keeper. I think the men's is the one, but I think we will get a keeper. If we don't get him now, he goes to PSG next season. Yeah, I agree with you, Nish fan. So Sancho, I think we've spoken about that. So I think that's going to be a difficult one to do, but there is an offer on the table. So Hojlund is the interesting one. So there is a bid there for AC Milan. I still think he'll go to AC Milan. I still think they're a big draw. 40 million, exactly. The problem is that if we don't activate the year, then he goes for nothing. So I semi-agree with you. Just don't activate the year, let him go. But whatever happens, he's going to cost us money, right? So I'd rather activate the year, let him rot for a year. That'll be his career done. and then he can piss off. I mean, but then we'd be paying him. So whatever happens, for me right now with Sancho, is basically like I'd do, if he doesn't accept these deals, I would do everything I possibly can to disrupt his career. That's what I would do. Am I Brian? Hi, hello, my friend. Yeah, if I was United, it sounds petty. I'm not a petty person, but I'm as the sort of thing that I would sort of do. I would just be really, really petty and let him just rot. That's exactly what I do. But I kind of agree with you slightly. Let's just get rid Hojlund. So there is a deal in the table for AC Milan. I still think that he goes to AC Milan. I think AC Milan's got the law, I think Italy is his preferred. But there is apparently a Fulham offer or a bid from Fulham going to come in as well. I think he'd be good for Fulham. I think that'd be a good deal for him, staying in the Premier League. But there's something about AC Milan for me that I think is a bit more stature. JB, we can't let him rot. Hesty, I don't disagree, mate. If we can get rid of him, let's just get him gone. Yeah, I mean, I would let him rot personally if he doesn't want to go, but I mean, he's not done what. Yeah, I mean, I think it's a difficult one. Do we get rid? Maybe we do. The thought of paying him a fortune for an extra 2 years doesn't fill me with good stuff either. So I don't. Yeah, I think maybe I'm now leaning towards let's just get rid of him. Rasmus is a player I want to stay. There's so much we could do with him. Ishvan, yeah, I don't disagree, mate. I'd love to see him as a number 2, but where's he going to play? Like, Šeško's going to be. I mean, Rasmus for me, if we were in the Champions League or Europe, I think I'd keep him. But I think the sad thing is we can't just let him. Obi, hi JB, Obi, legend of the chat, my friend. Rasmus, I would keep him. I think if he wasn't so expensive, if we hadn't, I think we overpaid, then I think we would have kept him. And if we had Champions League, I think we would have kept this player. But we can't afford to keep him. I think if we need to break even on the deal, and I think we need to get. I don't want to get rid of him, but I think we sort of have to. So there's the Fulham deal, the Fulham deal is pretty. It's in the early stages. I think right now he's going to go to AC Milan, but I think Fulham are trying to sort of hijack the deal. Whether Silva thinks he can do something, I don't know, my friend. United are about to submit a bid worth in excess of 100 million. Exactly, my friend. Exactly. As what we've already said, OB, and thank you for the info as always, my friend. What we said here and what I said at the start of the stream is I believe he's coming. I believe the bid is going to go in as we said, as I did a video saying how it's imminent. I think it's always been imminent, mate. I think what we've seen today is we've seen a bunch of people coming out, the negative ones coming out, and that's what's going to happen. Negative people come out and say this stuff just in case it doesn't happen, but it makes complete sense. I think you're bang on. I think it's going to happen. I think we stick in like 100 million plus 10, and then I think it'll go up to 120, like 130. I think anything south of 120 is a good deal. I think we've done really, really well to get that deal done. I think Brighton are going to win 100 up front, and then whatever else it is. So if we get into like the Champions League, there's another 5. If we do this 5, if we do that 5, 130 wouldn't surprise me. So the bid is the official bid is going to go in, as we've said on here many, many times, that the bid's already gone in. They've been talking to Brighton for a long, long time, and when the official bid goes in, it basically means that we've sort of agreed a price. Obviously, if you have just joined, don't forget to like, favourite and subscribe. even if it's just for the weather. I'm in Spain. You know, it's a fantastic day today. It's a good day. The sun is shining. This streaming has seemed to have worked today. Watch along. I don't know how that's going to go, but I'll try to make that work. So that's the other thing I want to talk about. So a Garnacho deal. Garnacho, we are Chelsea. That's the only place for him. He wants to go. I think Chelsea are trying to lowball us. You know, I think that Chelsea are trying to, you know, play the dark arts on this one. But let's see, shall we? Niche found lots of numbers. Yeah, if you want a midfielder, Terminator. That's yeah. I don't disagree. I think 130. Andreas Branson says, as long as we get him, I'm pleased, no matter what it costs. Nico says, just remember we have never paid 89 for a player, which was Pogba. Exactly that. So let's see where we are. Yeah, so I'm going to enjoy the rest of this afternoon. If anything does break, guys, I will jump back on. Mate, believers coming. Harry, if you watch our streams, my friend, we've been pretty consistent on here. We thought he's coming. I've always thought he's coming. So if he comes, we've been right again. We were right on Shesko. We've been right on here. Not because I want to prove right, just because this community is so great. So I'm going to go, guys. I'm going to go enjoy that beach. I'm going to have probably a beer. And yeah, so enjoy the rest of your days, guys. Thank you for watching. You know, yeah, it means a lot that you guys are here with me. Don't forget to like, favourite and subscribe. Chuck us out to your friends. And yeah, I'll see you guys very, very soon. Have a good rest of your day, morning, evening, and I'll come back if anything breaks and we'll talk about it then. So have a great one, guys, and take care. I'll see you very soon. See you later, guys. Take care.